This is a show all about people that have chosen to come to Hamilton, chosen to settle in Hamilton, chosen to make new lives for themselves in Hamilton, and just find out a little bit about why they came to Hamilton, and of all of the places in Canada, why they chose Hamilton. I moved here 3 years ago, and after a 4-year immigration process, I chose Hamilton as the place that I wanted to start my new life. I moved here on December 30th, 2012. I was 29 years old, and I had 3 suitcases and just a real dream of making a new life for myself in Canada. Hamilton was the place because I loved the location, I loved where it was geographically and what it had to offer. And in the last 3 years when I've been here, I've started to notice amazing things happening in this city. The city is on a resurgence, and everyone's a part of it. And with that, I got to meet lots of people that not only were born and raised in Hamilton, but chose to call Hamilton their home. And I think it's a really wonderful testament of what's going on in the city to prove that people want to stay, want to commit, and want to contribute. And I'm very pleased to share with you 2 people who are doing just that. My very first guest is named Paul. Welcome. My very first guest.
Very first guest, thank you.
Now, the accent is going to give it away. I couldn't have anyone but a fellow Brit as my very first guest. So Paul, tell me about how you came to Canada and how you ended up in Hamilton.
Right, okay. Well, thank you for having me on the show, and thanks for letting me be the first guest. So I actually arrived in Canada on, well, officially Canada Day 1996. I actually came from the UK. I was following what was then my girlfriend, and eventually fiancée and wife. And when I arrived in Canada, as I got on the plane in the UK, I had this big bag of electronics, all the kind of bits and pieces that I was bringing with me, along with 2 or 3 suitcases similar to you. And I had my paperwork as well, and I was trying to put it up into the overhead locker, and it didn't fit. So the stewardess came along and took it off me and said, "Oh, we'll put it down the back, and you'll get it back when we land." I said, "Okay, fine." And the company I was working with at the time, I was actually very fortunate to get to Canada under the NAFTA agreement, which I'll maybe explain a little bit in a second. But they sent me a bottle of champagne on the plane. So I was literally sitting in my seat, bottle of champagne, nothing else with me. And I didn't drink the champagne. And then we landed in Toronto. And I said to the stewardess, "Oh, can I have my bag back?" And she said, "Well, I'm sorry, it's gone with the luggage." And I said, "Well, you're kidding. I mean, that's all my paperwork's in there." So I literally turned up on June 30th at the time, right to customs in Canada, with a bottle of champagne, no ID, nothing on me at all, not even a credit card. And I said, "Happy Canada Day" to the immigration guy. And I said, "You're not going to believe this. I'm going to tell you a story and you're not going to believe me."